Welcome to the 2Ds and an F podcast with your hosts, Jay and Mikey. So, Ronald, what's going on, man?
What's up?
Been busy.
I try to stay busy. Yeah. I've been it's been crazy busy lately. Got a lot going on.
Politics, entrepreneur. Now you were an entrepreneur. Now you're trying to get into other things. Tell us a little bit about the what you got going on right now with a brewery.
Sure. So I'm pivoting now. So I had the wedding business for 12 years now, and that's going great. And of course, I have two partners there, and
Tuck into the side and the.
Oh, you got it. Yeah. We're doing good. So, just felt like it was time to try something else. And, the opportunity came up, to buy the Willows, which was, a place I got a lot of history with, my family and myself. So going back there, like backstory there, I worked there at that restaurant from the time I was probably about 12, till like through college. And then for a couple Thanksgivings or busy holidays and whatnot afterwards. So let's say from like 12 to 25, 26, I worked at the restaurant on and off. Everything.
So you walked across the street.
I walked literally across the street
from your house.
Yep, yeah, and still somehow managed to often be, egregiously late. Yeah, Crystal would call the house phone at 1918, and Ronnie, where are you? And then I'd come running across and into the dish room, and get at it. But did everything there from busboy to dishwasher to line cook to just yard guy, and everything in between. So, and my whole family did. So
you had a lot of blood and sweat into this place. So you wanted to see it maintained. Basically, you're big on. This is one thing I really like about you. And with your politics, you're really big on land preservation.
Yes. Yep.
So I mean, was this kind of a way, like specifically farm preservation, which is awesome because Jandal's kind of selling off all their stuff, but was this kind of a way to just preserve that? It's like a little part of you in a way, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or was it just like an easy thing because it's right there and you're used to?
The geography is awesome. It's I'm obviously like a cheerleader for the area, the Macungies and the East Penn area and Lower Mac. So the location's awesome, but there was certainly like a sentimental attachment to the place and wanting to see something, great happen with it. So like lay of the land, I don't know if you've been over there recently, but the restaurant we actually demolished.
Yeah.
So the restaurant's gone. And that was significant. That was like a 4,000 square foot building that we had to remove. But the barn, which is where the distillery and brewery are going, it's about approximately 120-year-old barn. So, the opportunity to, give that thing some TLC, which, the bone, as they say, the bones are good. It's a good structure. So it didn't need a lot structurally, but the opportunity to take that and adaptively reuse that and make that building viable as a brewery moving forward, which in essence is preserving it, was a cool opportunity / challenge, because that's actually it's a legislative goal of the township. They did an ordinance, we did an ordinance like 7 years ago before I even thought this was going to be a possibility for myself. But the idea was like, we have all these barns in the township, and the unfortunate reality is we're losing on average of one of these historic Pennsylvania Dutch Bank barns a year. Now the Willows barn,
they need to be upkept.
They need to be upkept, and it's a very expensive thing to do.
Yeah.
Like if you're just like a homeowner and you have a barn in the back and you don't have any kind of like agriculture purpose for it, you're just using it as essentially a big, giant, expensive shed. They're expensive to maintain, expensive to keep.
Especially now, wood prices are up and all that.
Wood's crazy. Yeah. Roofs are expensive. Everything's expensive. So the idea is like we did an ordinance that like relaxed the uses that you're allowed to do in these, and the intent is to make them economically viable, so people don't tear them down. So they keep them. So they turn them into useful, viable uses.
So you're going after. So you're kind of in charge of Lower Macungie, Upper Macungie, and Albertus?
So like that's what I'm running for now.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
right now I'm the president of the Lower Macungie Board of Commissioners, and I've been doing that for 7 years. So right now it's just Lower Macungie Township, which is Lehigh Valley, so Northampton County, Lehigh County. Lower Mac is the third biggest municipality out of 60 something. So it's Allentown, Bethlehem, then it's us.
Yeah.
Like we're bigger than the city of Easton. Easton has 26,000 people. We have 32,000 people. So we have more people in a bigger land area.
Wow. I mean, people are living on top of each other. Well, not on top of each other, but they're building those small 3-story townhomes where they can just cram them in. You know?
Yeah. And so like that's a big reason why I got involved in that was because we saw the area changing. All of us grew up here, so we've seen it happen.
Yeah.
Over the last 25 years or so. But what used to be pretty much cornfields, now we have intense development, had intense development pressure, mostly because of our location at the confluence of like 3 major highways.
Yeah, plus
and proximity to giant cities.
Giant cities, yeah. And so and with the pandemic last year, a lot of people are leaving the cities because of everything that was going on, and everyone's jam-packed together, and they don't want to see something like that happen again. So where are they coming? In this area particularly, they're Philadelphia, New York, you got Jersey, all coming to the Lehigh Valley.
Yeah.
So, and then you have major landowners like the Jandals selling off all their land, making a pretty penny on it, and we're building warehouses and housing. So how can you affect that? Like if someone owns a piece of land, how can you stop them from selling their land? Right.
You can't. And that's the reason, I got kind of like activated in local government like 9 years ago. And in fact, we're in Albertus right now. So,
yes, we are.
We're right across the street from the 700-acre warehouse project that was like kind of the catalyst for me getting involved. And just to back up a second, I try not to paint like even though I've locked horns with David Jandal over the years here and there, but he's a businessman, so
right.
He's making business decisions.
Right.
Like I never try to like paint him as a villain. Like he's a savvy, sophisticated, smart businessman who also does a lot of really good projects. Like we tend to disagree on like the value of warehousing when they're built miles and miles away from the highway interchanges and on like pristine, irreplaceable farmland. But he's a businessman. But yeah, the answer to that is you can't. So the solution is a municipality like ours or an entity like ours. You have to enter the marketplace. Like you have to convince taxpayers that this is a worthy thing to invest all our money in. Like it's not my money, it's taxpayer money. So like you have to buy it. Like it's a market transaction. Like philosophically, like I don't think it's fair to come in and say, "Oh, I'm government, you can't do what you want with your land. We're going to down zone it or change the zoning so you can't build what you want."
Yeah.
You need to compensate.
It wouldn't be a free country if that were the case.
Yeah, that's BS. So like I think there's this program like the state and county farmland preservation program where you come in and you compensate landowners for their commodity. So like we pay them if they want to keep it, we pay them the value for the development rights, and then a legal restriction goes on that land that says you can never build X, Y, and Z on it. So then they can still buy and sell that property. Yeah. It's just at a reduced value. And the market determines what that value is, but the next buyer understands that there's a covenant on there that says I can't build tract homes on there, and I can't build a warehouse on there.
But this is all funded by the taxpayers?
Yeah.
So that's why my taxes went up $1,000 in 2020. The worst time for taxes to fucking.
Well, that's all school, man. That's all school.
Well, they weren't going to school. Lights still got to be on.
Yeah, that's above my pay grade there. But yeah, your school taxes, it is a problem. They continuously go up, and of course, like we all value education, we all value schools, whatever. But your Lower Macungie township taxes actually they last went down 4 or 5 years.
Well, I don't live in Lower Macungie township.
Yeah, you're in Albertus borough. So, but your borough taxes are probably pretty stable too.
Yeah, I think so.
That county bill went up, and your school district bill went up.
Cheers, dude.
Cheers, man. Yeah, the school district bill always goes up. But yeah, to pivot, so you're drinking that's a milkshake IPA.
Oh wow,
I don't know if you
it
like,
is.
It is
it's
a mouthful.
Heavy.
Yeah.
It's not so much heavy, but it's like fluffy almost.
Right, that's the lactose in it. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Did you ever have a milkshake IPA before?
I have not.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
I don't think it would be a good summer drink. I mean, it's more of a summer drink than maybe a heavier IPA or double IPA or something like that.
Yeah, but it's hoppy, it's IPA, but it's what makes it a milkshake is they brew it with lactose in it. So sugar, it's sweet, but not overbearing sweet. That's actually lemon meringue.
Yeah, I can taste that for sure.
Yeah.
Are you going to have this is Hop Hill. Are they're kind of like partnering, you said, or?
Yeah, so like pivoting back to the barn, Hop Hill is building the distillery. So the barn's going to have a brewery and a distillery in it. Okay? And I'm doing the brewery, and Hop Hill, his name's Greg Smith, he's a Lower Mac resident. I'm doing the brewery, he's doing the distillery. So he has an existing brewery now, Hop Hill, out in Bethlehem off 378, and he's going to expand into trying his hand at distilling, and he's very talented at it, and he's working with some established distillers.
You don't see a lot of those breweries and distilleries together.
No.
I mean, are there any?
Well, Yergis a triple son, kind of in Emmaus, although Yergis is now peeling off and doing their own thing, like across the street. But if you ever been to, they're down the street from Funk, but if you've ever been to Yergis, there's Yergis up front, and there's Triple Son, a distillery in the back. Yep. Which is cool because you can kind of bop back and forth. If you come with a big group, someone wants a mixed drink, you go there. Someone wants a beer, you go there. That's how the barn's going to be.
Oh, cool. So with that, licensing for that, I mean, I know like breweries are hopping up all over the place. Licenses are fairly simple to get that. Do you need a liquor license? You obviously need a liquor license, right?
Yeah.
Does that mean you can sell wines too? Or is
we
that
could. Yeah. So
and food, right? Isn't there like a part of that, like is a little bit of food or snacks or something?
Yeah, that's there were rules like when all this stuff was new that when there were brewery production facilities. Like I think Funk at first was just production, and then they created the law where you can have a tap room in your production facility. And at first there were all these quirky rules, like you had to have like a bowl of chips there or something, or you had to have
for people drinking.
That all
to
went
eat
away
food and
after
stuff.
a while.
Oh, it did go away.
Yeah, we're gonna have food trucks, but like you don't have to anymore.
Do you have particular food trucks in mind?
So we're hooking up with one a catering company that I got to know through the wedding industry, and they're very talented, and they have mobile food trailers, so they're going to come in and do 3 different concepts, but it's going to be one entity running different concepts there. So they're going to have like a mobile pizza oven on an old
that's cool,
like 1950s Ford. They're going to do a barbecue thing. Yeah, it's really
awesome.
neat. Like
it's going to be like a party out there. You're going to have bands and shit.
We're definitely gonna have
your
bands.
parents are gonna hate you.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty like
fucking
severely,
Ronald.
Goddamn noise across the street, but it's pretty limited. Like so the brewery scene. I listened to the one with Billy last week, and he was saying like, for bands of like late 30s and 40-year-olds who do 90s covers, they're all playing at breweries now because everyone has kids and that's the age and they're going out. So like that scene, it's wrapping up at 9 p.m. Like the people who come out to breweries, like it starts clearing out at 9. Right. So that's how it'll be. I mean, we're one limited by the license. Breweries can't be open past I think it's 11 p.m. And the township has some like noise ordinance stuff. So we'll be wrapping up by 9 during the week and 10 on the weekend.
How about fishing contests right there?
Yes, absolutely. Like we've been looking into it a little because as you probably know, you can go through the state and get a permit and you can net, and then
they already stocked there, and it's like there's a hole right there. There's a honey hole right there.
It's a honey hole right there. Yeah, it's a long-standing traditional area spot, and right out the gates, we made our social media and whatnot. We did a post like, hey, anglers, like come out, you're welcome there. Just stay behind the cones or whatever. And so we've been getting a steady stream of people fishing there. Opening day, there were like 40 cars in and out, which was cool. Because there's been like fun. That was always a spot where like people would camp out or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's?
See, I definitely want to do fishing contests, like
Yeah.
kid centric fishing contests, like
Yeah.
come in and throw a net here, throw a net there.
There's only
throw a
one.
bunch of
There's
trout in.
only one area. You'd have to go over. Whose grandparents live over? Humble's grandparents.
Humble,
or something.
yeah.
You'd have to like be over there too. It'd be hard to get everyone in that one little spot. But yeah, if you did like you said nets, if you had nets in there, that would
Yeah.
probably
Oh, we
work
got
out.
several hundred feet of riverbank, on the property, and then there's a path. Actually, there's public land. There's a path that goes between the barn and my house.
Yeah.
Which you've been to. So like, there's a significant run there of like either our property or public property that you can spread out.
Yeah.
So it should be a good spot.
Cool. So what's
But
kind of?
yeah, Billy's
Yeah.
band is gonna audiophiles are gonna be
Okay.
are gonna be playing July 10th. Two of them, just Mark and Billy, guitar and bass, at our tap take over at Foundation.
Oh, sweet man.
And then I was trying to get them to play, the opening of the brewery, but they
Yeah.
weren't, they're vacationing and stuff. Then they weren't available.
Well, I mean, you'll be able to get them in there.
They'll be.
Are you gonna have
regular rotation?
You're gonna do like a grand opening with like bands and
yeah.
shit.
August 21st, there'll be a soft opening on a Saturday, and then we're opening the next Saturday, and then we're hoping to do Friday, Saturday, Sunday through September, and then like open regular hours in October.
Cool. You can have like a stage, like a deck area, or
Yeah,
like a beer garden
it's a
or something.
3,000 square foot deck we're building off the back of the barn, and
Nice.
that'll be where the bands play. So I want to do full bands, like on Sunday afternoons, like early. I'm visioning like families coming out and stuff, like in BYO lawn chair, and let the kids run around, go in the river. Bring a ball, play a game of catch, whatever.
Yeah.
Like family oriented.
Yeah. And we all got families.
We all
Most
got
of us.
families now.
Well,
yeah.
we all have families. Let's touch a little bit on the entrepreneur thing.
Right.
So, you had a business that requires people to gather last year.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, how hard was that? Was that devastating to? I mean, obviously it was devastating a little bit. You couldn't do anything, but like, I guess my first question is how hard was it last year, and my second question is it getting better this year in the sense that there's more people booking in times that they wouldn't normally book, like earlier in the year? Or is it just everyone that booked last year is now moved over this year and you're kind of a year behind?
Yeah, so like two parts there. Like last year was shitty. So we lost almost the entire year. My industry was, slightly better positioned because, and you nailed it, we had cancellations straight up lost, but we also, most of our business was deferred, so they postponed.
Yeah.
So this year it became problematic this year for, anyone who was looking to book a, wedding vendor who didn't have it lined up, because there's no one available. Everyone is booked completely with what they had already booked, and then the postponements. So this year we have like 70 weddings. Like, it's insane.
Wow.
It's insane. Now, I don't obviously do this. We're
Is
like,
that's
doing it
more
12
than
years.
once a week.
Yeah. We have 3 to 4, sometimes 5 a weekend. So
Wow.
like, we have different departments, and I now have half dozen people who shoot for us or
Okay.
whatever. And so, we're some nights we're doing 2, 3 a night on a Saturday.
Was this all income? Like, did they pay you last year, or did you have to refund them or something like that? Or was this all income from last year that now you're getting this year?
Yeah. So if they postponed, we always take a deposit, and then the balance is due 1 month before. So that income's coming in this year. So it's going to
Okay.
be a good year. I mean, there was definitely like significant losses, because there was probably 25% canceled and never came. They're
That's
done.
it, 25%.
Yeah, or that can't straight up canceled. Like,
Oh,
gone.
okay. We're not okay.
Like,
Gotcha.
They're like, we're not getting married now, or we're gonna go off and do a micro.
The
thing.
wedding's
And-
over.
Yeah, they didn't. The couple didn't make it through the pandemic. That actually happened in a couple of cases.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure it happened in a lot of cases.
Yeah, they didn't make it or whatever, and so those people canceled. So I got on the we all did. All 3 of us got on the PUA program, which was like, lifesaver, because you couldn't work, and I'm the type of guy, I can't do nothing. So I actually got a pandemic job. I have a buddy who's a manager at Aldi. So, that's the one thing that was going gangbusters was supermarkets,
Right.
because everyone was like squirreling away food.
Yeah.
And, it's like stocking shelves at an Aldi, which was actually awesome. Like, I was there at like 5 in the morning or something till like 10 a.m. And, it didn't require a lot of thinking. So like you're sitting there stocking shelves and you plug in iPod and listen to podcasts
and then you don't have to take anything home with you.
I listened to so much music. Like I would just zone out and just listen.
I think I saw you in the gym and you came up to me. You're like, "Did you hear the new Pearl Jam album? It's a little poppy, but it's all right."
Yeah, dude. That was probably during that. I was just listening to music, like listening to full albums, which I love to do, but just don't have the time to do. Like try to make time to do it, but that's hard to do.
Yeah.
So, So I was like stocking shelves, but then I got on the PUA program, and that was like replacing the income that was lost from the business. So that was a lifesaver that the state and feds or whatever established that. Cool. PUA was the pandemic unemployment assistance program, and it was just for gig workers or small business owners.
Okay.
So it was like secondary, and that was something they had to like create, I guess, because regular UC, we didn't always necessarily qualify depending on how you reported your income. So the PUA program was specifically for gig workers. And
was that just like a loan through the bank or something like that?
Yeah, straight up, it's like unemployment.
Oh, really?
Collect.
Okay.
Yeah, you're collecting.
Oh, well, that's good. I didn't know the government was doing anything like that. So they were trying to at least help
for small businesses.
Some small businesses out. I mean, a lot of them, 30% didn't make it.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you did, man. That's good.
It was a bridge. It's not replacing. You're making significantly less than what you would have last year when you're trying to get through. I've always been a saver, so I was never like worried. But it's pretty like when all this shit was going down. No one knew how long this was going to last. Or what it was going to be. And so it was helpful during that time when you're just trying to figure out like how you can get through it.
And then all of a sudden, poof. It disappears, and no one's wearing masks anymore.
And now there's no masks, and it's gone. And
there's the pizza shop in Albertus makes you wear a mask still.
Do they?
No one else.
So does the Brookside Deli, which I love, and I love them. And Ben Renda's such a good dude. And I think Taylor Renda probably graduated with you or something. Anyhow, like they're still rocking the masks and whatever.
Whatever teaches. I mean, teaches own.
I'll wear it when I go in. I don't want to piss anyone off.
Right. I don't mind wearing a mask.
Don't feel like I need it anymore.
Yeah, right.
Definitely not.
Yeah. It started like going into like, I think it was a Wawa or something. I'm like, Wawa's going to require me to wear a mask for sure.
Yeah.
And I go in there, nobody. I'm
really?
Like,
recently?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah.
And my thoughts on that, when this all went down, we didn't understand this. It was sensible policy. You just didn't know. But I feel like they were slow to adjust to the realities of new information. Maybe that's the natural cautious stance of government or whatever, but they were very cautious.
Yeah, I mean, but
to the detriment of destroying, certain businesses.
Yeah,
we were lucky,
maybe
we were
much.
Good, but some restaurants didn't make it through this.
Yeah, well, so maybe some bad decision making. You know what I mean?
Just like slow decision making, or like,
and maybe some bad stuff in there too. I mean. That's when it became just kind of like you're either this side or this side, and it's definitely a politic thing. But I hated politics, never really followed it until last year because you kind of had to. It's just like, what are you listening to? What's COVID doing today? So it's like, but then it's like politics on top of that. So whatever. I'm glad it's behind us. And
me too. But that's the thing with government. That's what I've learned. Even local, which is filled with good and well-meaning people. I think for the most part, government's well-meaning, but it's just like it's an albatross. It's like slow, like and it's anything institutional. It's like turning the Titanic. Like
it's processes.
They don't pivot on a dime. They never do.
You can't just snap your finger and make something happen.
As much as I've tried,
it has to go on this person's desk. They got to sign it. Then this person's desk. Yeah.
I mean, you can do things to slice through that, but and you should at every opportunity. But it's just the nature of it.
Are you commissioner?
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Commissioner Beitler. Are you? You're the president of all the commissioners.
for now,
of all the commissioners.
I'm the president of every commissioner. I'm the president of 4 other commissioners in Lower Mac. So we were. that was something like the other 4, voted me in. I don't know, 2 years ago. So, yeah, that's the thing. And now I'm running for Lehigh County Commissioner.
Okay, so that's kind of a big deal, right? You can make a lot more decisions on that level.
It's interesting because like county government, there are very few people who understand what it does. And it's actually really important. It's an interesting level of government because you don't understand it. You don't want to understand it because of all the things that it touches, like the jail, the court system, health and human services. So it's like all that kind of like safety net stuff that you want to be there, but you don't necessarily, it's not front and center unless you're in the system, unless you're like in the court system or whatever. So like it's critically important and big, like it's the whole county, so
yeah,
those are the 3. And the county owned, old folks home down by Dorney Park.
Okay. So it's anything county owned, like is it, so you can't tell the townships anything or like the Lehigh Valley level, you can't tell.
Different level of governments. So like Lower Macungie, so municipal, what I do now, it's Lower Macungie Township. So it's roads, sewers, park system. We have a 1,400 acre park system. It's land development. It's like we have a fairly robust recreation program. So it's the township pool, library, day camps. We fund LMYA, even though they're a separate entity. We fund them. I mean, it's a big budget, but like there's a lot that we touch, but it's that hyper local level. So like we maintain township roads. We make decisions about township land development things. We preserve farmland in the township.
Good. I love that you do that. And like, who is someone helping you out with that, or was that like kind of your thing? Like,
I think it's pretty safe to say like I drove it. Like we all agreed. There was another guy, Brian Higgins, who I ran with, and we carried that banner together because there were a lot of people that said, back then that it's too late for Lower Mac. Like the development pressure is too much. There's nothing left to preserve. We preserved over 500 acres, including massive. Like you guys are both local, so that field across from the Hillside School on Brookside and Sauerkraut.
I don't know.
Yeah, so it's big. It's 190 acres. It's like right in the heart of the township.
Corn.
So,
what grows there? Corn.
Corn grows there.
Okay.
Yeah, corn.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad we preserved.
So the township bought it, and we preserved it because it would have been 300 houses. And then,
okay.
And then we didn't want to own a preserved farm. Like that's not our business. So after we bought it and preserved it, so we recouped money from the state and county because they pay for the development rights. We flipped it to a township, like a 4th generation township farmer, which I think is cool. Like so now it's back in the hands of the Lichtewallner family.
Okay.
Who's like they're 4th generation.
Is that
farmers.
still public land though?
No, it's now private again.
Oh, okay.
But permanently preserved. It's got those covenants on it.
Okay.
So.
The land right behind my house is the lady that lives there. She has really long white hair, and I think she's a witch. But, yeah, we got in a cursing battle one time over the fence. She preserved that land all back there, so she doesn't like these houses. Here they got dogs barking. I don't know.
Is it a farm?
No.
It's just woods, preserved woods. All
yeah.
right, yeah. Is it gun club? You're pretty close to the gun club.
It's you can hear the gun club over there, but it's not. Yeah, it's just her land. I'm not sure how many acres. It's pretty big.
Right.
Yeah, all the woods back there.
Yeah. Cool.
So that's that was a selling point on this house. It's like, okay, nothing's ever going to get built back there.
It's nice, huh?
Great. I can just look at woods and get bit by mosquitoes and watch lanternflies fucking fly all over the place.
Yeah.
Is there a plan for that? Sorry, Mike, go ahead.
That's in the forefront of everybody's mind 2 years ago. What is gerrymandering?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good question. That's definitely a major concern. So gerrymandering is the process by which politicians choose their districts. So like ideally, a voting district, right? You got let's use the federal level. You got congressional voting districts. So Pennsylvania has, I don't know the number, let's say it's 15 Congress people, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to make those districts 1 through 15. So how do you carve up those districts so that they're both, so you're not breaking up municipalities, so you're not cutting Lower Macungie or Albertus in half, so they have equal amount of population, and so they're competitive, right? Gerrymandering, so ideally you have a objective formula that you come in and you make competitive districts that are fair, contiguous, not carving up communities, etc. So like South Whitehall, for example, on the state rep level, Pennsylvania government, they're like split in half. So that's not a good thing. You want one representative. Gerrymandering is when politicians come in and they make the districts for their own benefit. So like Congressman or woman X comes in and they influence the system. Let's say they're a Democrat and they pack it with Democrats so it becomes a safe and uncompetitive district. So regardless of what party you're in, I happen to be Republican, but equally like disgusted with both parties most of the time. Like, you need to acknowledge that competitive districts are good for like democracy. Like you don't want one party to have control. That's how you get these incumbents that are in a district for like 40 years. That's never a good thing. Like I believe in term limits. Like politicians should be flushed through every 4 years. So gerrymandering is when the politicians through like the state parties and state legislatures come in and they make districts uncompetitive. So like your vote really doesn't count because it's so skewed to one party or one particular person. Does that make sense?
No. What makes a district competitive versus not competitive?
Having
in what terms?
equal numbers of voters from either party, so it's competitive. Okay. And not cutting a municipality in half. So like Lower Macungie should have one congressperson. The Lehigh County should have one congressperson. So like when you have a gerrymandered district, like you've seen these pictures of like congressional districts that look like Rorschach blotches or whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're these wild shapes. Like it should never look like that. They should all be squares or circles. That's how you know it was made objectively. Like when you have this wild shape where like there's an arm that juts out, our district used to be like that. It was pretty much the Lehigh Valley, and then there was like the spit that went off all the way down the Dauphin County along I-78. Mm-hmm. That's because one particular party, in this case Republicans, but they both do it. They wanted to collect Republican voters to protect their incumbent. Okay. So like, here's the way to look at it, right? So the question, why is gerrymandering wrong? It's wrong because voters should pick politicians. Politicians shouldn't pick voters. But in gerrymandered districts, the politicians are picking you.
How is that legal?
Okay.
It's totally legal, and it's BS. It's bullshit. Yeah, it's total bullshit.
That's like India and Pakistan. That line, some guy just drew a line. It's like, that's it. There's the countries.
Yeah, isn't that like the Kashmir or something? Like, isn't that in between or?
Kashmir?
Yeah, that's a country like between Pakistan and India, right? Or I could be way wrong.
Bangladesh? No, where's Bangladesh?
I don't know. We got out of my wheelhouse here.
Okay,
so
sorry about that. Let's go back to Jerry housing or whatever.
Jerry housing. It's coming though. This is impressive. Like I've listened to a number of these, like, right? So I listened to Josh, of course, because he's a friend. I listened to Billy's, which that was a fun one, like going down like band memory lane. Like that was cool. I listened to some Grant dude. He was an interesting
Grant
guy.
Nunn,
yeah, and one other I forget. That person was forgettable, but no, they were all good. Like you guys are. This is cool. Like what made you guys decide you wanted to start a podcast?
Like,
suicidal thoughts and actions.
Yeah, and also alien invasions. So
pandemic. Was it boredom during the pandemic? At all?
We've been throwing it back and forth. We have no idea why we started this, but I'm gonna keep doing it, and I hope one day I can get paid to do it because I like to sit here and talk.
Yeah.
And get paid for it. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. So it's going that direction. You're trying to monetize.
I don't know. I mean, we both have day jobs. So I like my job. It's a pretty good job.
You hold an audience. I mean, like you're good at it. So hopefully.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah.
So subscribe to our Patreon whenever we figure out what exactly Patreon is and how to utilize it.
It's just $5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I listen to dudes on trips. Like that's what podcasts are for, right? You got a long drive, or you're on a freaking treadmill or something.
Look, we try to make them like an hour.
You're stocking shelves at Aldi.
Yeah, we've got some that I think we have one that's like 2 hours actually. I think the Dan Shelley one was maybe 2 hours or something like that. But if you got a 30-minute ride to work, you could over 4 days listen to one episode. We only put one out a week.
Yeah, I broke Billy up into 2 listening.
Yeah, they get a little long, but
yeah.
Yeah,
I think first part was
fun with it.
lawn mowing, and the second, I was listening to you guys while I was mowing. The second one was
it was just Mike
had
with
it on the
lawnmower.
background. Yeah.
The one thing I was curious about with Rising River Brewery is, are you going to be building some kind of like retaining wall or some safety measure in place due to the past flooding on that property?
Right. Yeah, so that's a question we get often. Excuse me. So the restaurant flooded severely, right? The restaurant flooded, like a foot to a foot and a half above the floor level. The barn, and like next time you drive by, you can look. The barn is like significantly higher topography. So the barn has never flooded.
Is it sitting up on something?
It's sitting up on higher ground. So,
but it's not. There's no basement.
There's no basement, so it's like foundation and on ground foundation. Yeah. There's no basement. There's no mechanical below grade. So like when you're making this type of investment, the first thing you do is like, okay, do I have to buy flood insurance because that's expensive. Right. So like the very first thing that we did was we got a surveyor to come out and determine the base flood elevation. So the building is entirely out of the base flood elevation, so like I don't have to
lucked out on that.
Yeah, I'm like a foot above it, but like anecdotally, like the floods have never come within 100 feet of the barn. Like for the barn to flood, it would be like biblical.
It is pretty high up,
rolling around in an arc.
Yeah, because it does go downhill there, and then you have that big field at the bottom. So
areas would be flooded out. Like houses would be underwater that have never been underwater. Like it would be like a catastrophic event. So it's not, we're good. The worst thing that could happen is like the bottom around the river, the bottom driveway will flood out. So you won't be able to get in. So one of the things that we had to do, like, the Willows 2 driveways, right?
Yeah.
The top driveway we're not going to use daily, but it's going to be like chained off with bollards. So like if there's a flood and you can't get in the bottom driveway, a fire truck or whatever can get in the top driveway. Just take the chain off and come through.
Yeah.
So that's like the emergency exit for a flood.
Yeah. Okay.
So no dikes or dams or berms, like, because like the barn doesn't flood.
That whole area flood, like Spring Creek along the whole entire creek, it floods a lot. Are there any plans for that? They're working on Spring Creek Road. There's like a bunch of work going on with like maybe putting in some pipes or something like that to maybe divert it. I'm not really sure what's going on there, but
so like the best defense, against ongoing flooding problems is like to loop back to the preservation program. Although, like I'll say, like they put in a new development or even these massive warehouses over there, the stormwater regulation requirements are so stringent now. Like every drop of rain that falls on the ground has to be captured and infiltrated. So it used to be like, it hits a parking lot raindrop, and then it like flows right into a drain, which flows right into the river unimpeded. Like nowadays, you have to capture that raindrop, hold it in a basin, and let it infiltrate into the groundwater. So like there's a lot of things, and there's a lot of reasons why that type of greenfield development is not a great thing. Number one being when you're building warehouses like 10 miles away from the nearest highway interchange, is a problem. But the stormwater stuff, like when they build new things, like the stormwater requirements are so stringent, it's not really adding to it. I'm convinced, weather patterns are getting more extreme or whatever, which is, I'm a Republican, so that's not like on brand for us. But
what do you mean, like global warming, or what do you?
Yeah, I don't think it's like, it's man influenced, it's not man made, but I think we play a part in it, and I'm convinced that the patterns are changing. So like, and anecdotally, 42 years of my life living next to the river, The river doesn't come up higher now, but it comes up more often. Like we more often get these crazy rains, like the flood last year.
Yeah.
You know, it was just like, I don't know why that's happening, but I acknowledge it is happening. And there's probably some things we can do to influence that at some extent.
I mean, it was pretty dry for the most part. Was it last year or the year before that? Maybe it was the year before that. When it's really dry and then you get a lot of rain, don't you get that like flooding just right off the bat? I mean,
yeah, because the ground's like not acting like a sponge,
right?
Like it's hitting in and rolling off. So yeah, I mean, there's a million factors, but you know, I think the average of there's a certain type of storm is, and I don't know offhand, you know, because I didn't think we'd talk about stormwater, but that's a cool subject. but like there's a certain type of rainstorm, like it's over X amount of inches, it's a certain category, whatever. Like those are happening more often. Like so more volume is falling, but then you're right. There's like 100 different variables as to does that get soaked in the ground, does it run off or whatever. But it also gets drier. Like the weather's just wacky. Like
it is.
It was like 48 degrees like a week ago.
They say the Pennsylvania weather is like a lottery ticket because the numbers are so far apart from each other, just from day to day. Like a week is like the lottery ticket.
Well, 2 days ago it was. You know, I woke up. It was shitty rainy, and then it was like hot, and then it was freezing at night.
Yeah,
like that's Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
The good part of it is you got those couple days like in the spring and fall when you can go golf and then ski in the same day.
Yeah.
Like I've done that a couple of times. I think that's always a neat thing. This is a Pennsylvania thing, you know.
Yeah.
Like Mid-Atlantic thing. Yeah.
Besides the flooding and all that stuff, another big issue, and I think it's with the Northeast in general. And I know you're just a commissioner. I know you're not like top level government and shit, but like maybe you have some, I don't know, ideas about it. The tick problem around here is insane.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's I don't have answers to that. I actually have some friends who have like some sad, you know, tragedy with that. Like it's horrible, but a kid, you know, got bit and ended up being like a blood infection or something, and the kid, you know, who I knew growing up, like passed away. Horrible.
Oh wow.
You know, just because like ticks are carrying crazy shit now, and yeah, so like the tick problem's bad. I don't know how we deal with that. Like it's a crazy, but it's insane. And even mosquitoes too. Like West
yeah,
Nile,
but they won't spray. I know Alberta's particularly doesn't spray. Does Lower Macungie spray?
That's like no, we don't have the authority to do that. So like that's something that you're running afoul of like federal regulations and whatnot.
Yeah, I guess so.
Like I don't think I know that.
Maybe they're not
even if
bad
we wanted
enough.
to, we couldn't get like spray trucks and go spraying things because I
Right.
think that's like a federal thing. So it
yeah.
has to be PennDOT or the state. PennDOT
Yeah.
sprays.
And they would never do that.
And I
probably.
think the conservation district does too. Like they'll come out and they'll monitor, you know, hot spots for standing water and whatnot for mosquitoes, and they'll come and like spray those areas to like stop the breeding.
That's actually a funny thing about
but ticks
Disney
and mosquitoes
World.
suck.
Yeah,
Like,
Disney World. You know, I mean, Florida's a wasteland. Not a wasteland, but it's like a swampland. So Walt Disney, in order to keep the mosquitoes under wraps, got rid of every piece of standing water within the park, and even without like outside the park. So if you go to Disney World, you'll never see water sitting still.
nah, built it up, keep it moving. Yeah.
So that's a thing, but it's impossible to do
Yeah.
around here. I mean, you got the woods, you got all these like little areas in the woods that are like ditches full of, you know, water, and some even have fish in them.
Right. I was thinking the other day, which is weird, you know, ticks, right? So like my dog, like, do you have a dog? Either of you have a dog?
Yeah, I got 2 dogs.
Yeah, so you give him like tick stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like why isn't there that for people? Like why can't I just take a
I
pill?
think there is. I mean,
There
there's
is.
spray, right?
Right. But why can't I just take a pill once a month and it gives me tick protection?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, because you'll be swallowing a microchip.
it's probably a very good reason.
It'll be a government planted microchip.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, why don't we just come up with, you know, a vaccine that just, you know, turns our blood poison for tick and to poison.
That's
for
what
tick.
that's what you do for dogs essentially, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's what the pill is.
Mm-hmm.
Simparica or something. I give my dog once a month, and it protects her from
Yeah.
ticks and whatnot. So like, I gave it to Ellie, and I'm like, you know, why isn't there one of these for me? Like,
Yeah, well, I mean,
we'll have to ask Dr. Josh that.
yeah,
Yeah.
he'll be like, get some more sleep.
Yeah. Get some more sleep.
Yeah, just get some more sleep. Sleep in the woods.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, I realize the money is not in the cure, but I got Lyme disease. I took antibiotics and hopefully got past it. I haven't had symptoms for a long time.
My dog had it.
Yeah.
Has it. He still has it. Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, my wife has it too. So,
but the whatever company made her tick medicine, like she had it and she still got it, so they're paying for the treatments for the rest of her dog's life, which is nice. By the way,
well, maybe because
man,
can they take antibiotics?
My dog was gone overnight and she came back because of the chip, which is awesome.
What do you mean?
She has a chip in her neck, and so most dogs do now.
She ran away.
Nah,
We just couldn't find her.
Just couldn't find her, and she hangs out with me at the barn, right? And at night, sometimes I'll go up the street to my parents' house, and I'll put Ellie in the garage, and I'll leave like the door up a couple inches because she likes to stick her nose out and smell things, look at things, whatever. I left it up too high, and she wiggled Houdini'd her way out, and she was just chilling, I think, in the driveway, and some well-meaning good Samaritan came by and like scooped her up, and like she was gone for the night. But the next morning they took her to a vet, and she has a chip in her neck. So they scanned it, and it's like, okay, Ellie Mae, Ron Beitler.
So it's like it replaces a collar, basically, or like a
it goes.
the tag?
They inject it in her neck. Like she has a chip. She has a microchip the size of a piece of rice in her neck. And
the vet did that then.
The vet did it when she was a puppy.
Oh, when she was a puppy. Okay, so you could find her. It's
Yeah.
like a tracking device.
Yeah. And I'm glad, because they, I got her back right away.
Yeah, but I'm saying she doesn't have a collar. Like, didn't the guy who found her like look at it? She doesn't have a collar.
Well, user error there.
Oh, sorry. You know what? Did I just get you in trouble?
No.
Ronnie's going to jail
It's
now.
No big
His
deal.
dog doesn't wear a collar.
Yeah. Ellie had a bath like the day before, and bad owner, bad owner me didn't. I don't think there's a law that says you have to keep a collar on a dog, but I didn't. Just negligent owner.
Busted.
Didn't put the collar on her.
But you had a chip, so she
had the chip.
Okay.
So eventually she was good.
So how did that? What is that? Just they scan it. They have a scanning tool.
I guess she went to the vet
forever.
They held it up to her neck and scanned it, and it said like, okay, this is Ellie Mae. She belongs to Ron Beitler,
cool.
and they called me at 6 a.m. They're like, we have your dog, and so I drove to Whitehall and picked her up, and she then slept for like 24 hours because she had this crazy overnight adventure. So yeah.
I drink this powdered. I guess it's like an energy drink, but it's like I guess
Have
it's
another
like
one or
yeah
okay
yeah.
that's
Right over
good.
there. It's like a post workout thing, amino something or other. But what it does is, it's supposed to give you energy and then heal your muscles and all of that. But what it really does is make you piss a lot. So, but it does give me energy. I like it.
Are you still going to Max?
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not?
I am still a member, and I want to. I just don't have the time. I'm at the barn like all day, every day.
Yeah.
So I was painting today. So, and then I cut myself on a mulberry tree. I was harvesting mulberries for the Hop Hill collab brew today.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's dry. I'm not getting blood all over your.
So organic? Are you going organic or with all your fruits and shit?
Like I'm trying not to use chemicals on stuff I'm growing on the property. But we're not like certifying to be like organic. You got to like certify organic.
Yeah.
So, like we're not doing that.
Right. No preservatives inside the beer.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing, but it's
I don't even know how long does organic
thing.
beer last.
I don't know.
Can't last that. Organic wine. I think that just means no sulfates, maybe, or is it, or maybe the grapes are grown organically and there's still sulfites in it, so it still lasts.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah.
At Shangy's the other day, I noticed that they had a whole like gluten-free section. So I texted my partner who's the brewer, and I was like, dude, so this gluten-free thing, like I'm sure there's people who would buy that from us. So it's not my thing, but I'm sure like someone's thing, and I can sell it to them.
And then while you have food trucks out front.
Yeah.
That is such an awesome idea, man.
I don't get the gluten thing. Like, why wasn't gluten a thing like 10 years ago? Like, why is it a thing now?
I don't know, man.
Like,
I still don't know what it is, and I don't care.
Yeah.
I think it's like weed or something. But
I don't know. I don't know that. I'm like totally like ignorant to that.
I am too. You hear about it all the time, but it's like, who the fuck wants to waste time looking it up? Like, I don't give a shit about
Yeah.
gluten. I mean, I used to eat McDonald's every day when I was a kid. You know,
Yeah.
I don't fucking gluten. Fuck, give me some gluten.
Yeah, gluten me up. Yeah. I guess to some people it tears apart their stomach, but wasn't this a problem 10 years ago? Like,
No, it wasn't.
like
Why wasn't it?
I don't know.
mean, did we? I guess we didn't know about it. But how do you find out about it? It's like some scientist is like in a lab and he's like, "What can I make people hate today?"
right.
Oh, here's the thing, gluten. And then everyone thought it was like made up at first. Like, what is gluten? No one knew what the hell
I don't
gluten
know.
was.
Was that it? Is it just a marketing thing?
Pizza?
So like entrepreneur brewers can sell gluten-free beer at a premium, you know?
I guess.
It's a real thing. Like I know people who
Oh yeah.
gluten tears them up. But
Oh
like,
yeah.
I guess that's probably it. Like it was probably people didn't know until they figured out. Oh, this is why it's causing problems in so many people. But it didn't seem like super pervasive back then.
No, it's like
No,
maybe it's
so-
like, you know, what's going on with my belly? I don't know. Here's some Robitussin. Like back in the day, that's what it was. Like now, it's like, all right, let's find out what's going on with your belly. You know, I don't know.
Right.
Whatever. Never
we-
didn't think
did
we'd
we
talk
lose
about
Don?
gluten today.
Yeah. We're all over the place.
That's how we roll, dude.
Yeah. Did we lose Don?
And he's gone.
Yeah, he's gone. He's gone. See you late.
It's like, see you late. Yeah, he said he wasn't feeling good today, so
He seems off.
He's super quiet today. Yeah.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, it's all right. He has those days sometimes.
Yeah, we all do.
Yeah, but you just got to push.
Yeah, gotta push.
I mean, how do you pushing a lot? Like you've got, you know, your family, you've got things pulling you in all kinds of different directions, and you still got to push.
Yeah, I make lists. You know, big like here's my list of things to do today, and then I check them off. You know, that's big for me. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not an organized person. Like,
I'm not either.
You know my brother, and like you know my genes, and
Yeah.
like, you know
You know your steez.
Yeah. So I gotta make lists and whatnot.
Yeah, that's good.
You know, family keeps you motivated.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Dunn was telling the story about it coming into the house the other day. So yeah, here's the thing. I guess you go on podcasts, you talk about shit, but you know, I got divorced.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's the thing. Yeah. So Amanda, we're still good friends. But that happened like a year ago.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Like in 2020?
In 2020. Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Yeah. It's cool. Like I talk about it like it's not a big deal. Where it was the most cordial thing.
So
amicable
wait, when
thing
you
ever.
made the reference to people splitting in 2020, you were kind of making a reference.
Yeah,
to
except ours
yourself.
wasn't a pandemic thing. Ours was
Okay.
like we're not soulmates. Like so, let's just like break this thing.
Okay.
So like in total, like no division of assets, no arguing. Like no, I feel like we weren't fighting. It was just like she's not the one. I'm not the one.
Well, hey, more free time. Woohoo!
Yeah. So I'm like dating now in my 40s, which is a fun and interesting thing. Like,
What, are you? So like, is it swiping? Like, tell me how this works.
so
in your
like now
40s,
I'm
'cause
not. Now I'm not because I'm just
Yeah.
too damn busy.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like, it's been over a year now. So there was a period where it's like, all right, let's get out there, you know. And then I was like doing a little bit of that and hanging out and seeing different people, and that, you know, it's interesting. It's a lot more like mature when you're older because
Yeah.
like you hang out with someone. It's like. All right, this is cool. Let's keep trying it. Like, there's a connection, and it's like, it's not working, and you just say that, you know, and
Yeah.
it's like you're just done. Like, there's no bullshit. Like, so, hanging out with someone now, she's cool. Hung out with a number of girls who don't eat gluten, so I guess I feel like I know more about it because now it's a thing, you know.
Yeah, I
so,
guess. I mean, it's been a thing for years, but
Yeah. So that's you know, that was a thing that happened. Yeah,
Yeah.
because you were telling that Amanda story the other day, and we're still good. You know, we text every day, and we're good co-parents, they say. And you know, I wish it didn't happen. I didn't want it to happen, but I think it's probably best for both of us or whatever.
Yeah,
she
and-
just moved right into Macungie,
and your
so
child
she's right
too,
there.
maybe.
Yeah, and if it's gonna happen, you want it to happen when your kid's
Yeah, young.
4, because Cecilia was blissfully unaware.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she just thought it was cool. She had 2 bedrooms.
Yeah.
You know, so like she kind
2
of
Christmases.
Yeah, right. So she's kind of getting it now. Just she kind of comes online or whatever.
Yeah.
But you know, no big deal. It'll just be normal for her. Do you guys parents stay together?
Mine are.
Yeah.
And I wish they wouldn't have. It was that bad. Now it's good. Now it's good. But back then, I saw things that I don't, and witnessed arguments that no child should ever have to go through on almost a daily basis. I don't want to say daily, but a couple times a week.
Yeah.
And it got bad. And like Jess, my wife, she witnessed the same shit. But her parents split. My parents are cool now. It's like they both like came. What you have to do is, and what Jess and I kind of learned was, you can't always be right. You can't always be right. You have to meet somewhere in the middle, and you have to know how to say sorry, and you have to know how to say I was wrong, even if you think in the back of your head that you were fucking not, you know?
Yeah.
So we worked through a lot of shit. There's been a lot of, yelling and all that stuff, but we try not to do in front of our kids as much as possible. There's been a lot of positive. And that's what we're working towards, getting more positive. So
yeah,
it's really fucking hard.
Oh yeah,
it's hard.
It's super hard.
Yeah,
and I don't feel like it was for lack of work. It was just the realization that like, okay, this isn't like, I want CC to look at whoever Amanda ends up with or who I ends up with and be like, all right, Daddy loves her, Mama loves her, like that wasn't a thing. We like each other, I think. We're good friends, still friends, but it just wasn't like that love connection or whatever. So why muddle through it?
Right.
Because now it's like, it shouldn't be acceptable. It's a shitty thing. You don't want it to happen. No one wants it to happen. 50% of the time it does happen, which is good for my business. Yeah. Because, I get repeat clients. I've had that.
Yeah.
Repeat clients. Yeah.
And it's always got to be better than the last, because if the woman finds out what his ex did... but
now it's not.
She has to overtop that.
Like, you have to wear like a scarlet D, divorcee, like whatever.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. What's the second marriage?
I think the biggest favor you can do for yourself and with because you guys have a child together is maintain that good relationship with each other, because it's. I was listening to a whole thing from Louis C.K. explaining how like him and his wife, by the end of their marriage fucking hated each other and wanted nothing to do with each other, but they had to remain civil with each other while they were still raising their kids, and they were much better as co-parents together to help them raise their kids. Because if you say anything like disparaging against the other person, to your kids, like, oh, your father's a asshole or your mother's a piece of crap, whatever, your child is half of that person. So in the back of their mind, they're thinking, well, I make up half of my mom, so that means I'm half of a bad person. Or if the parents are always fighting, it's just going to destroy the kid's life. Because
just to be a good person in general, you shouldn't even say anything like that, even if the things are true. You know what I mean?
Baseline good person.
Who cares? Yeah.
Just be a good, decent human.
Right.
But you're absolutely right, and we don't. Like, she doesn't, I don't. But there's a lot of pessimists out there. It's like, oh, you're getting along now, but shoe's gonna drop, and you're gonna start battling. And she starts seeing someone, or you start seeing someone. But I don't think so. Like, our personality.
As long as you guys are adults and you know what it is.
Yeah, and our personalities just aren't like that.
Yeah.
So Cece's always front and center, and it helps that I generally like her. Like, she's cool. I think she's a good person. And I think she feels the same about me. Hope so. So like, we don't. We're both like pretty good with Cece. Like, so.
Yeah.
That's good, man.
The pandemic and me and my wife being around each other a lot more the last year has definitely helped us learn more about each other, like who we are recently, as opposed as we've known each other since like 2005 2004 and have been together since then, and we've been through a lot of ups and downs and just working on the little miscommunication things and just generally getting to know each other better again has really helped us. But yeah, dude, it's fucking tough. It is really tough, but we're getting better at it.
Yeah, and I'm glad it's going good for both you guys. I mean, that's what you want. Like, I'm not saying that this is like, what I wanted, but it's good. It was good for us. It was the right thing for us or whatever. And I'm kind of wired to be single. Like, I'm okay with it. Like, I don't need someone. And it's part of it's because I'm very busy, and I like to do have my hands in 100 things at once.
Right,
so
right.
It's unfair to someone else. So
yeah, I'm the same way. I'm the same exact way. But I know, like, I need to give as much as I give into anything else. I need to give 100 times more into my family.
Yeah.
So I try to be there when I can. I try to do what I can to, just help out in general with everything, because it's hard taking care of a family.
Yeah.
But
I am glad I have one kid.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like the more, I mean, you got two.
I've got a stepson and my son. Yeah.
Okay. What's the boy's name?
Bryce and Holden.
Yeah, I remember chilling with him
met
when
Bryce,
he was when he was a kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was like a name someone was calling, like Axe or something, or Robbie or something. But he was this little. He was little, like, and he was this little ball of energy, and he was like this cool little dude. And so, how old is he now?
He's 13.
Oh shoot!
Yeah, so now he's a fucking teenager.
Yeah, no, he was a little dude. Though.
Yeah,
like,
it's complete opposite end of the spectrum now.
Probably
but,
like 8 or 9 or something. So
maybe yeah.
Yeah, he was like a little dude back then.
I got 2 little dudes.
Yeah,
but yeah, they're cool, man. I love. I would not change it for the world. Like, I would die for it. That's how much I care about it. You know what I mean?
It's insane how much like you like love your offspring. Like
for my family, for my whole family. I would die for them.
Yeah. Oh, no question about it. Like when Ellie was lost the other day, like something about, I guess, like, first of all, I was up till like 3 a.m. looking for her, and then I got up. But that night when I was like went to bed, like I had a dream about losing Cece. Like, and it was just I never was like, I don't have like night terrors or whatever. Like, I don't even barely remember my dreams. But I had a dream about like losing Cece that night, and I woke up and it was just like the worst thing I've ever experienced. Like it was probably because of like the dog was missing and I was like uncomfortable and went to bed or whatever. But maybe talk to Josh about that or something. But,
yeah.
Yeah.
Here, take some drugs. It's hard to sleep when you're missing a family member.
Right. Because Ellie is a family member. I love my dog, and like so.
Yeah.
And the first thing I was thinking about, like when I was the whole night, I was like, it's cool. I knew exactly what happened. I was like, someone took her. They're gonna chip her, and she's gonna come back. But the first thing I thought was like, man, how on earth can I tell Cece this? Because Cece's 4 now, so that's like the sweet spot for a puppy. They're BFFs right now. Ellie's not a puppy. Ellie's 6 years old, but
you just make a story up at that point. She's not
I
gonna
guess
remember
so.
anyway. You have to.
I was dreading it.
You have to.
I was dreading it. I was making contingency plans, like for, oh man, if she doesn't show back up, how am I gonna break this to her?
When it comes to kids, there's a very big line between lying and kind of bending the truth a little bit. You know what I mean? You just you make up a story. They're not really going to remember. I mean, even if they do remember, you got to keep going with the story, or just tell them, hey, sorry, I lied to you. I lost daddy lost puppy. It's
Daddy didn't put the collar back on. User error.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is this the room we played in once?
We did. There was a drum set. Your drum set was in here. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, looks smaller than it did. Maybe there's a lot of shit in it now.
Yeah.
The couch, but
did you frame it in or something? No, this is it.
Frame it in. Yeah, this is it.
Do you play ever? Or?
No, I don't have time.
I tried to recruit you like into the band at one point because I wanted a keyboard player so bad. And
I still have it. The Roland over there.
Nice.
But I mean, anytime I pick up an instrument, like the kid, my son will play that.
Yeah.
But anytime
surprised you didn't jump all over that. The opportunity to be in a shitty band,
Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't think you guys were really doing much at that point.
Nah, but yeah.
I mean, what were you guys doing? You guys had like a show like at Christmas time?
Yeah. That was last week. Yeah.
Yeah,
we were, I don't know. That was a cool time. I was in that band in one way or the other for like a decade. So
if you do an open mic night at
you gonna come out?
Actually invite 2Ds out.
Yeah.
We'll do a live show at the.
Oh, dude, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the deck for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
We'll do a wet shorts contest for the gentlemen.
Yes, that'll bring the people in. Yeah.
For the fellas.
Make me the flyer for that. Let's get that on the calendar.
Mookie can be the host.
I haven't seen him in a minute.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I was gonna say one more thing to add on to the family discussion. I think you should do like a social experiment where you still have more kids with your ex-wife, just to have a big family, but you're not married. Like kids after divorce. Like have a plan to raise this whole family, but you're not dedicated to this person anymore.
Because the infrastructure is already in place.
Yeah.
Like it's just adding more. Yeah. That could be a thing.
Yeah, it's like we can get married, but we don't
Yeah.
we don't have to have kids if you don't want. I can have kids, continue to have kids with her because we already had a kid before we were together. So if you're cool with that, then I'm gonna have like 2 more kids with her and focus on that, and you don't have to have any kids.
Yeah, there's something to that because like I feel as though if I, even though I'm kind of cool with being single, and that's me now, like a year out of it, maybe that changes, but I feel like I would have never been happy if I didn't have the kid. Like, I might not
Something
ever
would have been
married
missing.
Again. Oh
Yeah.
it would. I think, and I know people in that situation. They got older, never had kids of their own, and they were just broken. So
Yeah. It's the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, I think. For the first couple years, and it's a boy. So boys are a little different than girls. They're more rambunctious. They're all over the damn place. So, yeah, I mean, hardest but greatest thing. He's starting to become like super funny and super cool right
Nice.
now. It's not just something you feed and take shits in a diaper. He doesn't wear a diaper anymore. He's fully potty trained. He's only 3 years old.
yeah,
You know what I mean? It's just, I like seeing this thing grow.
Oh, it's awesome. It's the most important thing, I've ever done, and
Yeah.
the most rewarding. And yeah. Little girl though, man. Like I knew from the minute, pregnancy happened that like it was gonna be a girl, and I feel like for whatever reason I was like built to be like a little girl daddy, and I don't know why.
I can see
Maybe it's
that.
like butt heads of a dude or whatever, but a little dude, but. The girl is like,
I guess.
yeah, I don't know, whatever. Who knows? I don't understand it, but like I feel like I was wired to be a girl daddy. So my good buddy, this guy Will, he has like 3 boys, and he just had his first little girl, and so like it's completely different. It's a completely different ball game. Like because I know stories from all my friends who had a lot of boys. It was a boy heavy friend group, and the girls are just completely different.
Yeah.
So.
More relaxed.
Yeah, it's
more
cool
like
now, and I feel like
they listen better.
daddy's like you're always daddy.
You're everything.
Like, oh
Yeah.
You're like you're the first dude she's like loves, and like
Yeah.
that's never gonna change. But then you dread it, like oh
That
man,
day it does
I
change,
am
right?
I am dreading teenagers. Like,
Yeah.
But good thing about my situation now is like all right, go to mama, like go see it, go talk to your mama, like she's super capable of helping her through like crazy.
Yeah.
Teenage girl stuff, then I can like absolve myself of that dating and whatnot, and girl drama and pettiness and all the stuff that teenage girls have to go through, which is like horrible.
Yeah,
can't even
yeah.
imagine it. Like, yeah,
I wouldn't want to.
shit, no. Well, you don't have to. Yeah,
Well, yeah.
I don't think I could get back into the dating pool. Like,
No.
I'm too hypercritical of everything, and would just like constantly set expectations that are like
Why
way
is
out
that
of-
picture
way out of
crooked?
Yeah. Why is your leg like that? Get out of here.
Yeah, I feel
probably
so
just go,
easy, though.
I'd probably just go
Is
live
it not
as a
easy?
fucking
I like
hermit.
dating. Like, you mean dating? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, these days, like when we dated back, like when we had to like, I don't know, where would you meet a girl? Grocery store, bar. Not even at the
Right.
grocery store. We wouldn't go to grocery store, but like the bars, basically.
Yeah.
There was no like swipe left or swipe like match with somebody. There was none of that.
And then you're meeting girls who hang out at bars, like so, like
yeah.
yeah, the pool's like, how do you meet like? But it's actually fun. Like a lot of people like say that to me, like, oh man, so now you got a date. Like, and I'm like, I actually like it. Like I'm a social dude. Like I like things that you do on dates, like going out to eat or taking a hike or whatever. So like I kind of enjoy it. I don't think that's gonna, there's gonna be a point where I'm gonna get over it. But right now, and maybe I've hit that already because now I'm like so busy that I'm not doing it anymore. But at first I was like, this is fun, kind of,
I feel like I don't know. I wouldn't like it because I feel like I would just be scared of letting the other person down. Like, sorry, this is me. This is what you get.
It's different, like, I think when you're in your 40s or pushing your 40s or whatever, because, like, everyone's in the same mindset. It's very practical.
Yeah.
Like, it's very practical. Like, okay, there's, like, almost a prerequisite conversation of, like, here are the expectations. Here's what I'm looking for.
Hi, I'm physically attracted to you.
Right.
Are you physically attracted to me? Great. Let's go back to my house and watch a movie.
Nice.
Meaning, let's have sex.
Yeah, there's steps, right? There's steps, right? So it's like it starts with the physical thing, and it's like, okay, I'm looking for A, B, and C. Are you looking for A, B, and C? All right, awesome. Okay, let's like explore this a little more and see what happens. And then it's like, well, you hit it. Well, okay. Here's a deal breaker. And there's no.
Do you have to let that know that
there's no hurt feelings.
But do you have to like let
because
that be known?
they're looking for the same thing, and they're equally as like resigned to it.
Walk me through the end of the
like
night.
We're much more mature now. Like dating people in college, like
right.
I remember girlfriends I had in college. I was like,
But is it still awkward at the end of the night where it's like, okay, I'll call you maybe, or is it like this is what I didn't like about you, or is it like you're fired because
you're fired? No. I mean, maybe I'm just ignorant to that, but I feel like because I feel like the girls are just like in the same space, the women are in the same space or whatever. So, it hasn't been weird. Not yet. I mean, there's been a couple weird ones. Like there has been times where, I feel like they were more into me than them, and then you get like the 6-paragraph text message, and I'm like, oh god, I just don't have time for this. Like. But then I want to respond to it because like I don't want to be a dick, and I feel like I'm a nice dude. So
be like, can you get me the gist of that?
Yeah. But 90% of people are like super mature and super. It's very different than dating in whenever the last time in your 20s or certainly high school, which was just like nuts. Like people were stupid.
There's like I don't even say that was dating, but
no.
Yeah, you're probably overshare a lot of shit that I shouldn't, like, too quickly in an attempt to, like, okay, let's get all the stuff you don't want to find out about later. Let's just get all the shit that scares us most about ourselves out of the way first.
Yeah, there is an aspect of that. Like, you put it all out on the table right away because you're interviewing. You're interviewing.
God.
Yeah.
How many interviews do you go through a week? Jesus.
Here's a list of my deepest fears and insecurities. Here's how I'll probably
I'd rather sit home and just
any
put
one of
on
these
some
situations.
porn or something.
Hey, I know exactly what I want, and hopefully you're in the same space.
Yeah.
So like, let's like put it all out on the table and let's see if we.
Here's a contract.
Sign the contract. Yeah. I need to come up with a standard form for that. Yeah.
I respectfully chew with my mouth closed and with as little noise as possible, as to not offend anybody.
But I'm good with like even a mediocre date because I still I enjoy the social aspect of it. So like it's okay.
What do you do?
I've made some good friends out of it. Like, there were people who like met them through a dating thing or whatever, or went on a date, and it's like, okay, didn't work out, but I think we're really good friends, and people I hang out with like continued.
How does this start? Like, is it usually a dinner? That's the most formal thing, maybe, right?
Go out for a drink or whatever.
Oh, okay. So bar. You go to the bar.
I'm about to own a brewery and I like beer, so I can always play. Let's go get a beer at a brewery.
My brewery.
Yeah, my brewery. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
but I like fun ones too. Like, let's go do something like outside the box. Like, let's go for a hike or whatever.
I don't think I would take would you take a first date to your brewery, the place that you owned?
Probably not. I think
that's a good idea.
Like, I think it's pretentious. I'm not a very pretentious dude.
And don't look my name up. Don't look my name up online either.
I didn't even try to throw it out till it comes out because, like, I don't want to. It just seems douchey. So.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, babe? I own a brewery, bro.
Is that even a cool thing? I don't know for someone in their like 40s. Like, I feel like I'm checking.
Sure.
You're checking the divorce boxes. Like I got divorced and I went out and I bought a stick car, and I decided I was gonna build a brewery. So
Nice.
whatever. And by stick car, I mean I bought a used Mazda 3. So it's not like I bought a Vet or something, but like I bought a used Mazda 3. That'd be cool to buy a stick car. Because I was rolling with my minivan.
Hey babe, you want to go in a manual?
I cannot be dating in a minivan. Yeah.
Babe,
Yeah.
you want to sit? You can sit in the middle seat, babe.
Yeah, my first car had a middle seat. Well, didn't all our first cars have a middle seat. I drove this 1979 Dodge Aspen, had a middle seat. It was an awesome car. That was a band I was in high school. It was called Aspen, and it was named after that car. Yeah.
Not Colorado. Aspen.
Not Colorado. After the Dodge Aspen sedan or whatever the hell it was. Yeah. Yup.
So, glad to hear everything's going good with you.
Yeah, everything's good.
It's been a long time since we talked.
Yeah, dude.
I'm really
I
glad
came
you came
on
here
like,
and talk.
let's talk about the brewery, but then meandered into ticks, gluten,
You never know.
divorce.
You brought that
Gerrymandering.
up. I didn't bring that up.
Yeah, because I was thinking
You're
about.
like, by the way, guys, I'm divorced. It's like, fuck, dude.
Yeah, I was
Like,
thinking
we're not-
about Bill's podcast, and I was like, oh yeah. Dunn was talking about that story because I was listening to it. I was listening to that podcast, and Dunn's like, yeah, I went in and Ronnie's wife was there. And I was like, wow.
with the
womp,
bass
womp.
thing. Yeah.
Like,
Womp, womp, womp.
yeah, that's not a thing anymore.
We can
Yeah.
go back and edit it to say
Yeah.
ex-wife.
Edit the whole divorce part out. Nah, it's good stuff. It's
Oh,
good
you-
stuff
you
because
heard it
it's
here
good stuff
first.
because we're good. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, if it was like a shitty divorce, then I wouldn't want to talk about it on the podcast.
Yeah.
But it's not. And I'm pretty certain she'd like if she went on a podcast for whatever reason, she'd say the same thing. Or I hope so, but I think so. So
Yeah.
Well, that's good news because we have her on next week.
Yep.
Talk about
nice,
it.
nice.
Actually, she's here right now.
Yeah.
Come on in.
Come on, hey, Mandy. So yeah. But
Good
yeah,
shit.
definitely. Like, I want you guys to absolutely host a remote. you
That
call
would
it
be
remotes
awesome.
at the brewery. In fact, like move your home base to the brewery.
We could probably
Like,
do
Can
down,
we
that.
have a room in the back?
Are you down in Harrisburg? Where are you at? Like,
Yeah, I'm in Harrisburg,
yeah.
but
okay.
I'm up that way a little more nowadays. My sister and her family moved back.
Are you
up
still
here
doing the
Bethlehem.
CBD thing?
Yeah,
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Like, is it going well?
it's going all right. It's going all right. Pandemic hit us pretty good, but yeah, we're doing okay.
Yeah.
By the way, that reminds me of our sponsor. You know me. What's the what's the name of your CBD company?
You know me,
Eunomia?
yep. It's
You
the,
know Eunomia CBD.
the Greek goddess of what is it? Fertile, fertile grass or something like that. I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
very tired right
I
now.
can brew that, right? We should.
Why not?
Yeah, hook me up with supplies. I'm sure there's CBD beers, right? Like,
Is there?
Yeah,
Probably.
there
should be.
They make like
Probably.
CBD cocktails. Honestly, I don't think it would have much effect on anybody.
it wouldn't at all. It's a gimmick.
No.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's
No.
interesting.
Someone would think it's doing something, and I can,
CBD
Brew.
kind of negates the
Whatever
effects
would
of
taste good.
alcohol.
Yeah, they're kind
Yeah.
of opposites, right?
Yeah.
Huh.
Hmm.
Yeah. All right, dudes.
Well, Ron, thanks for
Yep.
coming on, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, if you want to give the
Fucking-
big plug to Rising River Brewery, like when it's
Yeah.
opening, all that.
Yeah, right on. So yeah, the brewery's gonna open August 21st, and then August 28th on Saturdays at first. So it's gonna be opening outdoors on those two Saturdays, and September, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, weekends outdoors, and then hopefully we get the tap room open in October. And then we got the 2 Ds and an F podcast starting in November, for remotes from the tap room. So that's the game plan.
All right.
Yeah,
All
stay
right.
tuned for the audio
We'll be-
files. Bill and the audio files. I got a band called the Moondogs playing the second Saturday. I'm still looking for someone for the first Saturday. So it has to be a full band, covers, good energy. So if you know anyone or anyone out there listening, reach out.
Maybe somebody that lives in LA right now.
Yeah,
that,
that'd be awesome.
might be listening.
He could do like a Rancid cover band. Like you were talking about his voice area.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's Rancid. That's
Right.
what it is. Yeah.
I do have a metal cover band. Do like 70s, 80s, and 90s like metal covers of like prominent artists, but none of their hits.
Can you do acoustic? Is this going to be like more like acoustic stuff, or is it going to be like plugged
full bands? Like,
Is it?
Like the Sunday thing will be bands like from 5 to 8, like evening, like not late, so or not even that, like 5 to 7, so full bands. Because the nice thing is because it's a distillery and a brewery, we're both sharing the entertainment budget.
Mm-hmm.
We can hire more than just a dude in an acoustic guitar or the chick in just an acoustic guitar. We can hire full band.
You guys gonna make whiskey?
The distillery is gonna, absolutely.
Cool. Yeah, that'd be tight to have something close by. 8 Oaks is the closest right now, and
They're
stuff's
good.
They're
like
okay.
them?
Yeah,
really?
yeah, they're
I
okay.
think they're good. I think
Yeah.
they're good. Their vibe is cool. Like,
my
they grow
favorite-
their own stuff. Like,
Do they?
they have
Oh
70,
yeah. I've
70
seen it.
acres
Yeah.
up there. Yeah.
My favorite is Hudson. They're out of New York, obviously.
Cool.
But it's good stuff, man.
Don, you still playing that electric church band or?
Yeah, that's
I went and saw it.
That's the
That's the one you're
you
talking
did
about.
you did come
Yeah,
see
you guys
us,
were
yeah.
awesome. Like,
Thanks, man.
Is it still the same front man?
Yeah, I mean we've
That
been,
dude was like super charismatic. Like,
yeah, that's Nick. Yeah, we've been out of commission for a little bit. I fucked my shoulder is really bad. I had wrist surgery. I haven't really played all that much in the past year. I really want to again. But I was thinking my buddy Mike Schramm of Schramm Guitars, an unofficial sponsor of the show.
Plug it.
He works on all my guitars. He has a Ween tribute band, and they're really good. I can see.
Nice.
I'll reach out to him to see if they want to
for
play.
summertime.
Play
yeah,
at,
dude. There's a market
Rising
for
River.
Ween cover bands in Lower
Yeah.
Macungie. Like, sign me up.
Yeah.
But, let's get you in there, man. Like whatever. Like put a trio or something, or that
something.
full band. They were great. Where the hell did I? It was by
at the
casino.
at the Barbary when we opened for
Barbary.
Oh my god, how am I forgetting their fucking names? They're actually getting really big. Dreamers, when we opened for them. When we met those guys, they were really fucking cool.
No, I stuck around for them. They were good too.
Yeah.
I'm open to originals. There's this band called Mochester, right? Check them out. They're from Syracuse, like upstate New York. It's kind of it's like Incubus, but I'd like to get them down because they play at Sarah Street Tavern up in Stroudsburg a lot, and it's all original. But I feel like it would be really compatible with the vibe I'm going for. So we'll try to get them. Yeah, sign me up. Sign Rising River up as a sponsor. I want to get into the ground floor because you guys are going places. Like you guys are going places, and I can be in there from the ground up.
You could.
Yeah.
So
it's like getting in Tesla early.
$5,000 a month.
Oh,
for basic entry now.
Yeah, something's got to pay for all this equipment.
This is pro, dude. Yeah.
Pro-choice.
We're getting there. Oh
Nice.
boy.
Yeah, man. Would love to come out there. You know what? I'll even come out. I'll bring my fucking rolling keyboard and just myself and a microphone to come out.
Just play. Could you do me a favor? Could you just play ambient noise? Like just ambient noise.
I could do that.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, nice.
Like trance music.
Dude, that's basically what the Milkmaids were. Like Billy was alluding to that band. It was Robbie and Mookie, and they would just they had a keyboard. It was the two of them, one mic, two dudes, one mic, and it was like they just make ambient noise. But it was like amazing.
It was like the
maybe,
stock noises on that like Casio keyboard.
Yeah, dude. That's how do you torpedo your brewery? Like in the first year, you hired two D's and an F's to come in and do ambient noise.
Yeah.
Well,
We'll just do crowd work and social commentary, and just alienate the fucking crowd.
Nice. Perfect.
We could totally make an episode out of just bringing, because that's kind of our thing, bringing just, you know, we don't bring rock stars on, movie stars, all that shit. It's just,
No, it's just regular
because
dudes.
we don't know them. First
Yeah.
of all, it's just regular.
Yeah.
Bring regular people on that have a story to tell, and that would be great.
Yeah, but you'll get there though. Like this is
I don't want to be there.
us rank and file like
don't wanna
everyday
be there.
dudes are just practice to you.
I want to travel the country and interview everyday dudes.
every woman, every man, and every woman.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, it's a good niche, man. Anyone else doing that or?
I don't know.
Probably.
If they are, it's not big, just like this. So
Right.
So we wouldn't know about it.
Yeah. Well, you'll get there. It'll be good. Keep plugging. Keep grinding.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll keep listening.
Nah, dude. I think it's entertaining. Yeah.
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 All right, man. Well, let's call that a show and
Wrap it on up.
Yeah, it's a good idea because I like I said, I was at the barn and like you texted, "Hey, dude, see you soon," which was like hours ago, but I didn't pick up my phone.
Like, holy shit!
And like I was over at my parents' house with Cece because we usually I go to the barn and I go over there. I was like I gotta go film this podcast. They looked at me like, shut up, like what are you talking about? Like you don't go do a podcast. Like no, it's a real thing. Like so I'm gonna take a picture now and send it to my mom so she knows like I was actually doing this and like. All right.
And you were supposed to bring. So you were late. You were supposed to bring beer, and you didn't do that
I
either.
didn't do any of that. And I came with like paint splattered over me. I think I need a shower. I'm bloody. Like so. Yeah.
All right, man.
All right, dudes. Thank you.
Thanks for coming out, man.
Appreciate it.
All right,
Yeah.
boys. And,
Later.
We'll
See you,
see
buddy.
everybody next week.
2Ds is part of Might Be News Network. That's mbnnetwork.com. It is also a fucking done sound production. If you would like to tell your story on 2Ds and an F, email us at 2Ds and an F podcast at gmail.com. That's TWODSANDANF podcast at gmail.com. For episode segments, extras, and upcoming guest interviews, check out 2Ds and an F podcast pages on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Full-length episodes are available on YouTube, Spotify, and just about everywhere other podcasts are found. Don't forget to like and subscribe.